Symbol 24, the unfinished human kingdom. The symbol represents the globe with its states and governments. Since all these states consist of unfinished humans, each state exists in a more or less incomplete or loveless relationship with the surrounding states. There is still no effective police and judicial system to protect individual states from the unfinished nature and attitudes of other states. It is true that tendencies have emerged towards the creation of such a world police and such a judicial system for states, as exemplified by the United Nations. However, this creation is largely handicapped by the fact that it lacks real power and strength to maintain order among the states, as long as these states have the right to possess their own armed forces. For example, the UN has access to only a negligible amount of power compared to the power held by the great powers. Therefore, the mutual relations between states still fundamentally rest on anarchy. Martinus presents a thought-provoking analysis of the global political landscape, framing it through the lens of human imperfection and the concept of an unfinished human kingdom. His perspective is unique in that it ties the flaws of international relations directly to the developmental stage of humanity itself. By describing states as unfinished, he suggests that the conflicts and lack of cohesion among nations are not merely political or economic issues, but are rooted in the spiritual and moral immaturity of humankind. This is a fascinating departure from conventional political theory, which often focuses on power dynamics, resources, or ideology as the primary drivers of state behavior. One of the most striking aspects of Martinus's viewpoint is his critique of the United Nations, UN. While acknowledging its existence as a step toward global governance, he highlights its inherent limitations, particularly its lack of real power compared to individual states, especially the great powers. This observation resonates with contemporary critiques of the UN, which often point out its inability to enforce decisions or prevent conflicts when major powers are involved. Martinus's framing, however, goes deeper by suggesting that the UN's weakness is not just a structural flaw, but a reflection of humanity's collective immaturity. This perspective invites readers to consider how the evolution of human consciousness might be a prerequisite for effective global governance. Another compelling idea in Martinus's text is the notion that the international system is fundamentally anarchic. This aligns with realist theories in international relations, which argue that the absence of a central authority leads to a self-help system where states prioritize their own survival. However, Martinus adds a spiritual dimension to this analysis by attributing the anarchic state of affairs to the unfinished nature of humans. This suggests that true progress in international relations will require not just political or institutional changes, but a transformation in human values and consciousness. Martinus's emphasis on the interconnectedness of states and their shared responsibility for global harmony is particularly relevant in today's world, where issues like climate change, pandemics, and economic inequality transcend national borders. His vision of a future where a more evolved humanity creates a truly effective global governance system offers a hopeful counterpoint to the often cynical narratives surrounding international politics. In summary, Martinus's perspective stands out for its holistic approach, blending political analysis with spiritual and moral considerations. By framing global challenges as symptoms of humanity's unfinished development, he challenges readers to think beyond traditional solutions and consider the deeper transformations needed for a more harmonious world. His insights contribute significantly to the discussion by bridging the gap between the material and the spiritual, offering a vision of progress that is both aspirational and deeply rooted in the human condition. Explanation Symbol 24. The symbol is divided into three parts. In the outer field, 2/3 are orange, which signifies that the predominant mental base energy is gravity energy. The lethal and war-promoting condition is dominant here. The inner circular area is divided into various larger or smaller fields, symbolizing the world's nations, but not their exact number. The round white fields represent the governments of these nations, and the arrows within these fields point in specific directions. The two orange star figures to the right and left, toward which the arrows from the two lower thirds are directed, symbolize the principle of destruction, godlessness, and materialism. The consequence of this is a multitude of warlike conditions and dark fates, such as disease, nerve-wracking sorrows, and worries. In the upper third, the arrows of the governments point more or less upward toward true idealism and humanity, symbolized by the outer yellow field above. These states have laws, police, and judicial systems to protect their citizens from harmful actions by other beings. They continue to develop more and more humane measures for the benefit and joy of their citizens. The figures at the top symbolize the world solution. At the extremes, the primitive and destructive religions are seen, marked with orange color. Next come the humane religions, marked with yellow color, and at the center, the emerging spiritual science that will gradually replace all world religions in favor of true cosmic science. The star expresses the very principle of the world solution.